A Villain in Venice, Jane of the Air, Book 1. A steampunk detective and aviatrix and part-time spy. Available now. All profits to the NHS.
Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast, this time talking about Missy Series 2. Is it only Series 2? It feels like such a bigger release. This is one of those nice box sets with 4 stories. And Michelle Gomez is, well, I think she's better on audio than she was on TV. She's definitely given more to do. And yes, she wasn't there for the recording, but you know what? If you didn't know that, you just couldn't tell. Synopsis for the box set. Missy, alone, unleashed and unfettered. But what does she get up to when the doctor isn't around? Now she has what she wants. Missy needs someone to show off to, but her temporal mischief attracts the wrong kind of attention. Infuriating children, a vacationing Sontaran, and her own worst intentions will get in her way. And the Meddling Monk, out for revenge. 4 stories, 4 boxes. The Lumiat by Lisa McMullin. As always, I'm going to talk about these as much as I can without giving you spoilers. But you know what? I might not be able to do as much talking as I'd like because the spoilers are just going to seep in. And you just don't deserve that. Missy is glorifying inner chaos, hoping that a certain someone might turn up. But what she doesn't expect is an entirely different do-gooder spoiling her plans and teaching her a life lesson. Because whoever she is, the Lumiat knows far more about Missy than anyone should. The thing is, with this story, is if I tell you who the Lumiat is, it's a spoiler. And it really would genuinely spoil the story. And it's not worth it. Because it's what the entire story hinges on. And it's funny, it's clever, oh, it's so clever. And the thing about the Master wanting to get the Doctor's attention, well, that's just brilliant. 2.2 Brimstone and Terror by Roy Gill. Missy wants an army, a brigade of willing youngsters trained to serve. So she takes a teaching post at a remote Scottish boarding school, but one of these boys knows Missy of old. And when Oliver Davis summons his sister to help, Lucy brings an ally from London, one Mr. Strax. This one is really cool. It doesn't feel like it follows on from 2.1, but Strax is always worth listening to. I was watching Good Omens for the first time last night, and I happened to see Mr. Starkey turn up for his one line. It's nice that people are being hired for a cough and a spit. Marvellous. It's really, really well performed. There's enough characters in this, there's enough actors, there's enough referencing back to other stories, and it's just nice when there's this level of, well, intrigue going on. 2.3 Treason and Plot by Gemma Arrowsmith. The gunpowder plot. It's a favourite of time travellers. If Missy's going to hitch a ride, that's the place to cause trouble. Especially if trouble takes a really big bang. One person is in her way, trying to keep history on track, but Rita Cooper wanted excitement. Do you get the feeling that it's Gwen's descendant? I'd like to think it is. I don't want to say any more than this, but it's hilarious. It works on so many levels. If ever you've been bored by the history or had to walk around York's dungeons and found it all about the gunpowder plot and killing of Catholics, well, this is for you. I know. We do celebrate that in this country. It's really not very tasteful at all. Like, even remotely. But that's Britain for you. 2.4 Committee Masters by John Dorney. Now, I knew that there's the masterful box set coming my way very soon, and I kind of thought that was this in my head because I wasn't really paying attention. It's by John Dorney. The monk has captured Missy and will have his revenge, but the Ogrons are also looking to settle an old debt. When they call it in, they find themselves too many Time Lords on their hands. The Master owes them big, and the Ogrons know who the Master is, don't they? It's a cracking story, a fantastic box set. If you even remotely enjoyed Gomez or love Rufus Hound as the monk, this is quite definitely a box set that you should embrace. I'll play you the trailer and you can decide for yourself. So until next time, be seeing you.
There will come a night so dark so soon that you will look into your own eyes and despair at what you've become.
I really don't think so.
From Big Finish Productions, Missy Series 2.
1 Mississippi?
This, my dear Missy, is no ordinary revenge, no common or garden act of retribution. No, I've been planning this for decades.
2 Mississippi?
And you are the time traveller known as Master, yes?
Yes, he is.
What? Me? No, that's her.
3 Mississippi?
One day she'll turn on you too.
4 Mississippi?
Holographic cloak, a useful acquisition.
Oliver, allow me to introduce my friend, Mr. Strax. He is a firm ally.
5 Mississippi?
I am a Sontaran, yes. I am also a Sontaran on holiday. Kindly do not disturb me.
6 Mississippi.
She called it a countdown. Regard how each second the number changes. The dynamite will detonate at midnight.
7 Mississippi.
Bingo!
8 Mississippi.
Do you want to know a secret?
Always. 9 Mississippi.
I'm not the doctor.
10 Mississippi.
It was the last bad thing you ever did.
Big Finish. We love stories.
I'd like to thank you for joining me on this tour of the Black Archive. Do keep your hands inside the cart at all times.
Ooh, Sontaran blaster. We'll have one of those. Quickly, Bertram. Anything that looks deadly, pop it in Mummy's bag.
That was the Tin Dog Podcast. Available on Spotify, iTunes, Acast, Stitcher and wherever good podcasts are found. Get early access to content by subscribing to the Tin Dog Podcast YouTube channel. You can support the show at patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on Twitter at tindogpodcast or email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. All of the things discussed are the intellectual property of others. No infringement is intended. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.